Hello, my name is Marcelo Vignali, and I've been working in the field of animation for a little over 25 years. I think I've had sort of an unconventional path on my way to becoming who I am working in the industry. I've worked as a visual development artist, I've worked as a production artist, I've worked as an art director, a production designer. So I've worked at various different capacities. But one of the things I think about my journey as an artist, I started in illustration as I was training. And when I was done with school, I started doing illustrations for the newspaper. And I was doing these single image illustrations for them. And I had to tell a story in a single image. And you think like, well, how does that get me to my job where I am now? I think all of these things start to add little by little to where it is I ultimately ended up going. Because I took those illustration skills and I landed a job in television animation, where I sort of developed my skills working as a character designer. And then from that point, I ended up going to theme park design, which is sort of odd that it went in that direction. But when I was working there, I had to work with blueprints. And I had to take these blueprints and transfer the drawings, design everything in perspective. And as I was putting these things together, I would create these illustrations for the studio. I didn't realize that what I was doing is I was actually preparing myself for CG animation. When I ended up making a transition back into 2D animation, and I started working at the Walt Disney feature animation, and I was doing working on such films as Mulan and Lilo and Stitch, and everything was 2D. And those skills that I had picked up when I was working in CG, or when I was working at the theme park design part of the company, didn't really come into effect. And then as the industry started to transition, I found myself really in a very fortunate position because I understood how to create an environment in 3D, not just in 2D, but in 3D. That's where I realized that sometimes, we have a tendency to think as students that we have to have all the answers or we have to have all the training now. But you realize that life really does sort of prepare you. If you follow your interest, I think that you'll end up charting a course without even really realizing that you're charting a course. You're charting a course for your own destiny because you're relying on your own interest. And I certainly did that, and I found that I always found myself in the right place at the right time because I followed my interest. And so I would suggest to all of you that if you're passionate about something, if you believe in something, I think it's important to stick with that passion and stick with that goal. And sometimes it may seem as though it's taking you away from where it is that other people expect you to be, but you're going to be right where you want to be. And as you prepare yourself for that, you're going to find that other opportunities are going to open up for you that you didn't even anticipate. And you're going to find yourself at the right place at the right time. So I wish you a lot of luck.